Here's another thing from our Instagram page, and this coming out of Chi-Town, Chicago, Illinois. It is an interesting observation. I can't say that I'm surprised. What's going on IG? What up? Police misconduct by 141 officers over 4 years cost taxpayers $142.8 million. $142.8 million. This is what they call not chump change. So between 2019 and 2022, the taxpayers footed this large amount for lawsuits involving 141 police officers accused of multiple misconduct incidents. So we're not talking about one incident. We're not talking about 2 instances. We are talking about multiple instances involving 141 police officers. Now, this is part of a larger $295 million that was spent over 1,000 officers' misconduct cases. A lot of folks don't know that your, mine, our taxpayer dollars are spent on things that we probably wouldn't agree with. Generally speaking, tax dollars spent on things that we would not agree with. And so this coming out, so 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, taxpayers in Chicago having their money spent on the payouts for multiple officers' cases. So according to a report from WTTW News, it revealed that no disciplinary actions or retraining for these officers occurred. In 2022, $61.5 million was spent on lawsuits involving 286 repeat offender officers. Repeat offender officers. How ironic is that? How ironic is that? Definitely you can weigh in at the Diamond K Show, djdiamondk@gmail.com. Now, this is the second annual review by WTTW News, which examined data mandated by a federal consent decree. Now that is something that here in Baltimore, we know all too well, a consent decree. So this one required Chicago Police Department to reform its training, reform supervision, and disciplinary process. That did not happen. Only 6% of the decree's requirements have been met. And of course, they're going to say, oh my God, we haven't had time. Oh, we've been understaffed. We've been overworked. I mean, you know, this is Chicago. How can we do the job? You know, that whole thing, what commonly referred to in the English language as excuses, excuses. But you know, just so many cases. But if you look at some individuals, the report mentioned officers like David Salgado, Rocco Pruger, who were involved in multiple misconduct cases with high settlement costs, despite a glaring record of 43 misconduct complaints. Pruger remains an active officer. The city's failure to establish an early warning system to flag what I mean, we would have to say are problematic officers, which is required by the consent decree, has not happened. This should pose a significant concern with the system that is still in its pilot phase, despite recommendations from the University of Chicago's crime lab and support from Illinois Attorney General Kwame Rao. So here's an example of a city that is in desperate need of policing, but the police themselves are not up to par. Not up to par. Of course, the job is hard. We know all of that. But folks in Chicago are a long way from getting the police and the system that they deserve, the system that is required, the system that is supposed to be happening.